Hello everybody, it's me Anton, and this vlog starts a little bit differently this time because I have something to share with you before we move forward to the fun part where you're gonna see what we have done throughout the entire month of May. But there are some important things, positive and negative, that I want to share personally with you before the vlog starts. The first thing I want to discuss is that we were able to release 3 new updates this month, and those updates are packed with a bunch of improvements based on things that you have reported back to us. The first update was released in May 4th, and it's including a lot of stability improvements to the Commander, especially when it comes to connectivity. Some people, especially with the sexy stocks, were reporting that whenever the connection gets broken, it's very difficult for them to connect the product back to the Commander. So this has been improved. And I believe a lot of you have already installed this update since it's been almost 1 month. However, if you are not seeing any improvement, you always can reach to us. We're gonna run some investigation together with you and we're gonna find a fix for you. Now, the second big thing that happened is with the update that was released on the 22nd of May. Now, the biggest thing is the addition to the Model Y long version to be compatible with the Commander. This is a car that so far was only offered in China and Australia. Now it's also offered in Korea, and Korea is one of our biggest markets. So we had to do some improvements to our setup and unlock all the features available for that model as well. I want to personally thank a lot of the Korean representatives that talked to us and helped us do the investigation, because this car is not available in Europe, as you know. So now everybody who owns that car can enjoy our products as well. Now, the second thing we fixed with this update is the keep wipers off automation, which is one of our most used automation from back in the days, which was preventing your wipers from randomly wiping whenever they're not supposed to do so. For the older models, this feature was working perfectly. However, whenever Tesla introduced the Model 3 Highland and now the Model Y Juniper, this feature didn't perform as expected. Even some people reported that they still get dry wipes about every 4 to 5 minutes. And we had to run some investigations. We dug deeper into the code and we found something very interesting that helped us improve this feature, and the wipers are gonna stay still. Now, I just want to point out that from time to time, very rarely from our experience, they still might wipe once or so. Now, there's a bunch of other improvements, as you can see, and you can go read them inside the release note inside your Sexy app. So I'm going to move into the latest update that we have released, which was on May 27, and it was for the Strip. It's called 6.5.2, and it has a lot of improvements, especially with the brightness setting whenever you're entering your car. Some people were saying that the brightness at boot up was not the one that they were expecting it to be. So now it's fixed and should perform way better. There's one extra thing that we have fixed, which was for the Model 3, which was built between 2018 and 2020, the one with the MCU port under the glove box. So for those guys, they had an issue, which is super strange, and you maybe heard it in our previous vlog, that whenever they exit the city, their strip stops working. Whenever they enter the city, the strip starts working, which was a super interesting case. And because not so many people with this model are our customers, it was hard for us to do the investigation properly. However, we found the reason, and it's the blind spot detection. So now we have done a fix where whenever you exit the city, your blind spot detection of the strip is gonna not work. However, every other feature is gonna work. I know it's something that we need to sacrifice at this stage. Otherwise, you're not gonna be able to use the entire strip, as you probably have experienced it, and hopefully we're gonna find a solution for you later on. As you can see, again, there's so many other things that we have improved with this update. All these changes and all these new updates also brought a lot of questions from you. So a lot of emails came this way, over 6,000 to be exact, which is again the highest number we have ever experienced, and that's why a lot of you have shared your concern that it takes us a very long time to respond to your email, which is like that. I want to say that yes, we were kind of running a little bit late on the responses. As you can see right now from our system, we still have over 1,000 unresolved tickets, and we have a bunch of others which are open, which means that we are in communication with with a user, we are expecting something from him, or we are expecting something from the dev team, so we can respond back to that person. But that's a pretty big number, and for that reason, first I want to apologize because we just didn't expect so many cases to come in. Second of all, this month of May in Bulgaria, we had 3 national holidays, which unfortunately made us not work 15% of the month. And also some of the team members got sick here and there, which is absolutely normal, and that prevented us from answering on time. But we have a solution, and the solution is we hired 3 brand new people. Yeah, Emil, Stefan, and Ivan are joining the team. They started work last week, and now they enter our educational program. We have a goal in the next 1 month to give them all the necessary info they need to have so they can start helping the tech support guys. So I apologize again for the delay, and in the next few weeks, we're definitely gonna catch up with all the cases. Now, the next thing I wanna share is the majority of the tickets that we got this month are basically based on 3 cases. 2 of them can be solved on its own. However, probably people are not so invested into reading what's inside the app, so they kind of pull out their phone and start typing an email, which slows down the entire process of communication with you. But I just want to point out, so this case right here behind me, this is a screenshot that we received probably 500 times this month. And they say, why there's no live data on my phone whenever I'm using it? And there's a button right here, it's an eye. So whenever a person presses on it, there's going to be a pop-up that's going to appear, and it's going to explain why this error or this message comes up. But nobody tends to press and read it, which is maybe our fault. We need to kind of improve our communication with you throughout the app, and we're going to work on that. But yeah, inside we say that whenever your Sexy Dash and your Sexy app are open at the same time, right now the commander cannot display communication to both devices with the live stats that it's pulling from the car. So this is something that we are still working on. So we are trying to inform you that if you wanna see the live data on the dash, you should close the app and vice versa. But right now what people do is they pull out their phone, they get this message, and they're like, it's not working. You have a problem, fix it. And guys, just please try to read what's on the screen. The same thing goes with this thing. Whenever they try to pair their phone to the dash, that's for all the new Sexy Dash users, they're not realizing that we are saying that the dash and the phone are still not compatible to work together. So whenever you want to do an update or any configuration changes, you need to go inside the dash itself and do it from there. However, what people do is they install the dash, they pull out their phone, they say, this message comes up, so my dash is not working, which is not true. Their dash is working, they just need to not use the app like we mentioned here. And hundreds and hundreds of tickets like this came this month, so we had to go through that. And that's why also we got our response time was just slightly slower, and we apologize for that. We're gonna find a better way to communicate with you throughout the app. And yeah, but on a good note is that with the new update that's gonna come probably by the time you're watching this video, you should not receive this pop-up message anymore, because the guys are about to release an update which is gonna make the app and the dash being able to be used at the same time. There's still not gonna be any live data coming through. However, you're gonna be able to pair the phone to the dash, install all the updates of the dash through the phone itself, and also control the general settings of the dash through the phone. So there's no more need to reach inside the dash, but rather everything is going to be done through the phone itself. In that update, you're not going to be able to configure the features of the dash through the phone yet. That's something that we're going to be working later on. Now, the second thing a lot of you are reporting is that we don't answer nobody in Discord, which is absolutely not true. Guys, we are responding probably to about 50 cases or more every single day on Discord. However, look at the number right here. It's almost 11,000 of you, which is something we never expected when we first opened our Discord. I even remember the day when I spoke to Dimitar, and Dimitar was saying, what are you hoping to get from Discord? And I said, if we have 500 people inside to talk to, I'm gonna be so happy. And 500 was like an unachievable goal for us. But 10,000 and more, that's insane. For that reason, one of our team members is going to be dedicated solely to Discord so he can answer your questions a little bit quicker, and we hope to do this transition in the next couple of weeks, but we're going to announce this over Discord. So if you are a member there, please make sure that you're going to be following our notifications and then communicate with a team member that's going to be there to help your suggestions and reports and anything else. The third thing that a lot of people are writing about is why nothing is in stock. As you can see, almost all of our products are out of stock, so there's no sexy strips available. 4 out of the 6 versions of the knob are not available. Also, the sexy buttons are unavailable, and of course the sexy dash is still on pre-order. Well, the problem is that we're still growing and we are a young company and we're learning how to do better demand planning, and we thought that we did a great job this year. However, we sold more than we expected. So now we need to wait for the next batch of items or materials to come in, which we are waiting for, which are traveling by boat. And unfortunately, due to the war right now that's going on, everything takes a little bit slower. So we don't have the materials to build any of our products. So we expect everything to arrive here kind of at the end of June or kind of beginning of July. And then we start assembling one item by item. And then for August, we aim to have everything available or a little bit earlier. But we're going to announce this to all of you via all of our social media channels. And the last thing, which a lot of you have complained, so far we have clocked about 60 reports, which for us it's a big number, is the issue with the sexy strip. So this is a picture from our customer that says my sexy strip is kind of falling apart, the glue is coming off and the diodes are showing up. We have about 60 cases until today, so May 29th, and it took us a while to understand why this happens. And the reason behind this is that the guys who first reported from countries that was extremely hot, and they kept their cars outdoors for at least a couple of days, because we have tested our strip in extreme conditions in a special oven that we have here in the office. However, we only tested it for a few hours, but we never expected, or we never thought, that somebody might actually leave their car for weeks, and then it's going to be 30 plus degrees Celsius outdoors, which is going to raise the temperature of the car to nearly 90 degrees, and the strip is going to start falling apart. Now, 60 is a big number, although we have sold over 20,000 pieces of it. But we take this very seriously. We responded everybody who complained about this, and we obviously offered a replacement. If this has happened to them, we can do a full refund after they return us back the product with the controller. Yes, we are a company that's going to be fair to all of our customers, so we take full responsibility for what will happen. But our suggestion is, please keep your cabin overheat protection on. This feature is great. Almost no other car has it, and we should take advantage of it because it preserves our interior way longer. I'm not talking about the sexy strip, I'm talking about every single thing that's inside your cabin. Things don't like extreme heat. So your steering wheel, your seats, so all the leather components inside the car are going to be preserved much better. Guys, that's enough negative talk. Let's jump straight into the video and see what the team has done in the past 30 days. Yo.
During the first week of May, it was all about company improvement. We launched a weekly educational program for our support staff, where the entire team gathers together to go through numerous real-world cases that can easily be reproduced on all of our vehicles. Every team member was about to experience different situations firsthand, including installing the commander in a real vehicle, handling pairing issues, and going through the entire process of connecting the commander to the app. This will help the entire team stay on the same page and allow us to resolve every case that comes our way much faster. In addition to that, we also transitioned to 2 new platforms, Google Workspace and ClickUp. Both of these tools will help us streamline communication, improve internal collaboration, and manage deadlines more effectively. Of course, it will take some time to fully adjust, but this is an important step forward for us as a company. The idea was actually suggested by one of our newer team members, Rumen, who has also been leading the onboarding and education process for the entire team on how to properly use these new platforms. And as you can probably see on the screen, the team is growing rapidly. So to keep things interesting, let's meet a few of our team members and ask them about their favorite features of our products.
Hey Sammy, quick question. What's your favorite Commander feature?
What's my favorite feature? I would say the region breaking reduction, because most of my family members and friends find it a little bit too much and they get dizzy.
Hey Dimitar, quick question. What's your favorite feature?
It should be the Go box. It's the first feature that we implemented, so it always will have a special place in my heart.
Hey bro, what's your favorite Commander feature?
I don't know about my favorite feature, but I can tell you which one I hate the most, and that is the fold mirrors. Just a few days ago, I was trying to film a video about it, and I crashed the car, so I'm never going to use it ever again.
Hey Christo, what's your favorite Commander feature?
Well, that's a tough question, but the feature that I use the most is the automation for the door handles, and more specifically, the one which I open the front with the driver's door handle, and I can show it to you right now. If I pull up the door handle for 2 seconds, the front will open, as you can see, so I can take my shopping bags, my charging cable, and so on.
Nadia, hi. What's your favorite Commander feature?
Hi. My favorite feature is the welcome animation of the S3XY Strip because it makes the car look really pretty.
Pavka, hi. What's your favorite Commander feature?
Strobe lights,
Why?
because I love to flashing people who annoy me.
Nice. Hey Bobby, what's your favorite Commander feature?
My favorite Commander feature, I think it is the automation where you can change the gears of the car by scrolling up and down on the right scroll wheel. I think it is super convenient. It is so easy to just go to drive with just scrolling up and then go to reverse by just scrolling down and just press it to go to park. I think it is super useful and it makes the driving experience much easier and much more comfortable for the driver. I fell in love with it and I've been using it since we created it. So yeah.
Nice, thank you. So guess who got demoted today? Tony, what's up?
Shut up, man. I'm gonna forget what to put inside the box, man. Well, we are struggling with send all the shipments, so I decided to come and help the guys because one of our guys from the warehouse is sick, so there's nobody to send the items. So guess who's doing it? But by the way, I was doing this back when I just started 4 years ago, so it's nothing new to me. There's so many orders to go through though. That's the new thing.
And many new products.
Yeah. Look, this guy ordered our sexy t-shirt, which is amazing. Whoever you are, guy, your name is Martin Hunt. Thank you, Martin. Your t-shirt is coming in a couple of days. It's May 26th and Dimitar is about to test one of the biggest improvements we have made to our Keep Wipers Off automation. So I decided to join him and steal a little bit of time from his busy schedule so he can tell us a little bit more about the company and how everything originally started. Enjoy this segment. By the way, in the last episode, I kind of promised everybody without asking you that we're gonna do like a little interview with you, and I think it's a great opportunity to maybe share about Enhance. Do you want to share with the community how did it start, where the idea came from, and so on?
Yeah, let's do it. Actually, the story starts all the way back from 2010 when I was in the university. I was very keen on cars, with tuning cars, drifting, all this stuff. But I also like the electronics. I was studying electronics in Technical University, and I wanted to combine both hobbies. I made voice control for my car. Back in the days, not so many cars had voice control.
What do you mean by voice control?
To command the car, for example, say open windows, fold the mirrors, move the seats. Most of the voice control systems back in the days were for entering the navigation or for controlling different aspects of the infotainment, but not of the car itself. And I wanted to combine the voice with the car controls So I made a little device that communicates with the car via CAN bus, and basically it was sending some CAN signals, so you can do different things in the car.
All right, because I've heard this story many times, Peter, make sure to play some footage from back in the days. Can we use it?
No.
I've seen some great footage from like 2010 where Dimitar was doing that. So Peter, make sure to play it on the screen for our users.
Left window down.
Yes, master.
Left seat 3 backward.
Yes, master.
Open the trunk.
Yes, master.
So what happened after this? How did the story of Enhance begin?
After the university, I wanted to actually explore more on this, and I was really interested in vehicle electronics. So I actually started a job. It was my first job in Vistion. It was called Johnson Controls back in the days. So it's a big American company making modules and components for OEMs, like actually the biggest OEMs in the world, like Daimler, BMW, Volkswagen.
Which project did you work on?
I worked on Mazda. Then I worked a little bit on platform project, and the last few years I was working on Mercedes. So I was doing actually the augmented reality head-up display for the Model S. No, not Model S, for the S-Class.
He's brainwashed already.
I'm brainwashed, yeah. When they released the S-Class in 2020 or 2021, it had the first augmented reality head-up display. So it was really nice and really big heads-up display.
In 2020, you decided to leave Vistion and start Enhance.
Yeah, so when I got for the first time in a Tesla, I saw that it's very minimalistic. I was not get used to such kind of car, you know. I had it for a family vehicle, and when we were going somewhere with my wife, she always wanted to grab something from the glove box, you know. So she was very annoyed that there is no glove box button. So I decided to make one for her.
Nice.
So yeah, I had to do some reverse engineering, like I connected to the CAN bus, and actually I got my project from back in the days from the university and use it like a base for this small project. I didn't know that it will work actually, because you know, Tesla is nothing like the Mercedes on the CAN bus, but eventually I was able to do it. And then I started poking around. I saw that I can do even more features. Then I started sharing this to some people, and eventually I got with the right people in the right moment. We saw a really big opportunity in this idea, and we decided to try to turn it into something useful for the people and something that we can do actually like a business. I left my company and we started with just few features, but you know, nobody's going to buy such product if you have only 2 or 3 features. So we decided to wait a little bit. So we didn't do it immediately. We needed maybe 1 year to develop like 20 or 30 features, and we also added a dashboard in the app. Eventually, we added also the automations, which were called smart actions, I believe, in the beginning. Then we renamed them to automations, which was the biggest maybe selling point for some people, as the continuous autopilot that we discussed previously.
So maybe we should thank your wife. She's
Yeah.
one of the main reasons, I guess, we are here today. And what's next then? Where is Enhance going to be in the next 5 years? Anything interesting we can share today with our audience?
Yeah, so in the beginning I didn't expect Enhance to become what it is today. You know, we are more than 30 people already. We have a lot of products, a lot of features. For the future, for the next 5 years, we have a lot of ideas, a lot of new features coming soon, maybe. New products. So for sure people will like them, and I believe it will be something really interesting for everyone.
This month went by incredibly fast, and the entire team worked extremely hard even with all the holidays in between. We are very happy with everything we managed to accomplish. Unfortunately, we didn't have enough time to film more for this vlog, but June is going to be a very exciting month. It starts with our participation in one of the biggest Tesla gatherings, Tesla Takeover, which will take place in Austria on June 5th and 6th. Thank you for watching this vlog, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next one, and I will see you again in 30 days.